Mike Kinsler going to be one of the officials today, along with Tom Cook. That's Mike right there. I'll tell you what. He casts a long shadow because, to me, he's Mr. Soccer. He helped bring soccer into the area many years ago. He was an outstanding coach up at Rutland High School, the girl program. Helped me understand the game because I knew nothing about it. Was very accommodating as a coach at Rutland to me. Understood the need for the sports to get some recognition, some exposure. We're at Mill River today, so we're at Mill River taking on Hartford, a non-league game that should just curl your socks up. This is going to be a good one. Hartford, a Division I school, and Mill River playing D3, but a very deceptive D3 team. They could easily be playing up with the talent they have. They are a team with one loss and one tie, and that one tie, I believe, came against Hartford on the road up at White River Junction. And I'm hoping for a high-intensity playoff atmosphere, kick butt, take no prisoners, have to do the laundry when you're all done kind of game right now today. That's what I'm shooting for. In case you haven't known it, I don't know how you wouldn't know it after all these years. This is Munger Vision bringing you local high school sports, the underdog sports, just like soccer. Used to do a lot of field hockey, miss that. Not being able to do that. The younger age groups, the Glazic basketball tournament, the All-Star Proctor baseball, youth baseball teams out there. Raha hockey. I mean, it's you know, there's other guys who can put up cheap, fake plastic awards. And, you know, that's their whole career. And there's guys like me whose resume would just blow them out of the water. People would give me some credit because I'm not paid to do this. I didn't go to college to do this. I don't have a ton of contacts to do it. But enough about tooting my own horn. I do that very well. It's time to get on to the soccer game. Mill River, in case you haven't figured out, they're going to be in their home whites. Hartford and those blue, the Hurricanes, will be in the blue uniforms. They're going to have a net. Jen Mariotti, she's going to be the goalkeeper for Hartford. And Lauren Abdelnour will be the goalie for Mill River. And you know what? This week's laying out that I'm going to have a Mill River girls game, a Mill River boys game, all soccer. And the weather looks like it's going to be good to go to the Arlington Proctor girls varsity soccer game over in Proctor. The thing about the weather there, so you'll hear I'm undercover. Up on the second story window. I guess it's the weight room. At Proctor, I'm just completely out in the elements, and I can't, my equipment's as old and beat up as I am, and I can't afford to get it wet, and that's why the weather looks good. Now, I also have the boys' Proctor game on my schedule for Friday, but that just might not happen because it's supposed to rain Friday, so be a lot of local sports brought to you by Munger Vision coming up on PEGTV, and you can always watch it on channel 15. You can also just go to the web, PEGTV.com, click video on demand, and pick out what game you want to watch, or watch my talk show. That's a pretty cool thing. Watch talk show. Got Sports Speed on. That started in November '95. Sports Speed did. That's nearing its 400th episode. I've done a lot of other video work though that people forget about in the big scheme of things. And Mill River looking for the first open field to work with. They're going to have Lee, who's got this great speed coming down, and she'll run out of space. It'll run out of the sideline, and we'll have a throw coming up by Hartford. You see Lee coming back, and I have limitations on how far I can shoot because I got the window jam to contend with. I'll go off from Lee's shins right back to Hartford. You can see that Austin, number 14, out there for Mill River, and Osmer. Well, you know, Osmer is just a special player. They all are, but Osmer is the on a team filled with Cadillacs, and I'm talking about Mill River, and they have quite a healthy team as far as talent and skill level and experience on the soccer field. Osmer, though, is like the deluxe model Cadillac. She is that limited edition that you pay extra money to buy. I tell you what, she is a blast to watch play soccer, especially in the offensive end when she gets going. Her whole thing is to draw double teams and look at her bring the ball back. Osmer lining it up, and Osmer going to crank it up, and you just can't stop her. Osmer made that look too easy. Emily Osmer with the game's first goal. Beat two defenders, drew the ball to the right side, and I felt bad for Mariotti, the goalie, because pretty much I knew she was going to be beat.
Mill River goal scored by number 7, Emily Osmer.
It's official. Osmer got the goal. Let's see if there's an assist on this or who it's to. And I don't hear anything coming from Mike Lee, the PA man over there. But
assisted by number 22, Chelsea.
Bagley, another great player. Chelsea Bagley will get the assist on that play. So Hartford, they're a very resilient group. I got to tell you, though, when they played, it was, I believe, the second or third game of the year. It was early in the season. We're nearing the home stretch now. And I can't say, I mean, Hartford obviously has improved also, but I get to monitor and watch this Mill River squad because I do so many other games. But the Mill River squad was good at the beginning of the year, but they've gotten so much better now. And a lot of it, and their coach, they had a new coach this year. And he's done a good job, and he came in with an impressive resume. And I'm not saying it was him, but a little different system, a little different feel to the way the game was played, and they had to kind of get used to that, no matter how much talent they had. And that's why I'm saying now that they're playing their best soccer of the season right now. It's a team last year, Mill River, that went to the championship game up at Virginia's Union High School, and I know that because I brought you that championship game on a cold, freezing November 8th day. They lost to People's Academy 2-1, and was an awesome soccer game. But a lot of those players that played in that game last year returned it this year, and they can only, you can only hope for the best. And they've been lucky with health. They've had a lot of. They have a healthy squad. How's that for Rutland High School education? They haven't had an injury problem with anybody. Because every coach would tell you to make a championship run, yeah, you need skill and you need talent, but you need luck. And not getting sick or getting an injury, it is luck. And Lee will take the throw. She'll reappear in a second. I can only go so far with the camera. Oh, look at that. That was Kachupi sneaking in there. And that's going to be a save by Mariotti. Oh, Mariotti, right spot, playing the angle. She'll have her first punt of the ball game, and Mariotti. Far side of the box, lining it up. No real wind to talk about. Just a nice gentle breeze occasionally, but no gusting winds. Nothing that should really super affect the game today. And, speaking of people who have impressed me this year, Stone right there, number 13. She has just been solid, real solid back there. It's going to go over the top, and of course Hannah needs no introduction. She should be all-state this year as a senior player, and she's done a great job. And it's going to be a corner coming up for Hartford. They're down by 1 with 35.5 minutes to go in the first half. The goal coming real quick, within 3 minutes. So Hartford, they went short. Look at that mark. Who was that? That was a beautiful job. That was Rogstad, the freshman sensation out there for Mill River that played that beautiful. And you can be a real offensive player. I'm fixing my tripod right now. Hi. But you can be a real offensive player, but not get credit for defense. Rogstad right there played a beautiful defense. She had that marked, and that'll be popped up and headed around. And Hartford trying to drive it in over the top. Hannon says, I can do that too, and she'll get it to Rogstad. And a little bit too tall for Rogstad, but she'll take the throw on the possession belonging to Mill River. Mike Kinsler, going back to the referee/coach out there, and I approached him, and I was doing the soccer games for PEGTV Channel 15 Sports, or doing the games, going to put them on PEGTV. He couldn't believe they found somebody in the community that would put on girls' high school soccer action. And I told him, I can't remember exactly, but paraphrasing. Pretty much, you don't have to wear a football helmet and all that good stuff. Nice save by Mariotti. You don't have to wear a football helmet and thump your chest and be all pumped up in testosterone. I think every athlete, man or woman, field hockey, soccer, lacrosse, wrestling, anything, is just as great and worthy of recognition, and their talent is immense. It doesn't have to be football like for some people, or a mainstream, easy to sell, get money for it sport. Here comes Stone turning the ball across. Of course, then the second thing I told him was I didn't know anything about soccer, so boy, nice job there of just getting in the tight quarters and being dirty right there, rolling your sleeves up, getting your elbows dirty. And Mill River able to stop that shot from coming in. Oh, here's a chance. And Abdul Noor sold out a little bit early, and she's not going to get burned by it. And that's still in play. Goal kick coming up. Oh, Lauren Abdul-Noor. She got out there and committed early to the slide, but the kick, thankfully for Mill River, went across, and pretty much learned soccer just by doing so many hundreds, if not into the thousands now, of games. And asking questions to like Tim Cassidy, who coached MSJ for years, and Coach Kinsler, even Coach Abrahamson and those guys, and the players themselves, ask them questions. It'll be out of play. Rockstadt. That's not Rockstadt. That's Weatherhog. And I know that. I probably called her the wrong name earlier, but it's Kyle Weatherhog, number 12. And you talk about major impact. I had pondered the question at the start of the season, who was going to replace Rebecca Day as the another offensive main offensive threat out there. And I'll tell you, the questions have been answered. A lot of people stepping up, scoring goals. We'll have a goal kick now by Hartford. You know, Emily Osmer obviously comes to the forefront of your thought pattern, but like I said, there's been a lot of people, including Weatherhog, who've done a nice job of scoring goals. So they do have a decent attack where I've seen games where people have defended, taken away Osmer, and Mill River's just gone to other options. And they'll be kicked side out. No, it'll be saved in the corner over there in the shade. Again, you can see the sun dots on the camera. It's a very beautiful fall day, and that goes into the Mill River bench. And that should just be a blue throw. So Hartford trailing by 1 with 32 minutes to go in the first half. It's my mistake again. It's Mill River's throw. And that's going to slide up into the box. And Mariotti this time will scoop it up with Osmer, just making sure she handled the ball cleanly. 40-minute halves, overtime if necessary. Mill River girls with an overtime win this year already versus Twin Valley. What was just an excellent ball game. And Paige Carrera, look at that, doing a nice job of stopping the progress of the ball momentarily. Almost made the steal. Now they'll set it in, and boy, she's gotten behind the defense, and the kick will come across, and Abdelnour will make the save. Good job by Abdelnour. And she's going to take the kick out of her hands on the far side of the box, and woo, excellent job on the extension. The leg really drove the ball, and on the bounce, she got over midfield. Like I said, David Carr is the first-year head coach, or first year he's coached at Mill River. I can tell just by the very brief time I've talked to him. He's been around a lifetime soccer guy. And a corner coming up for Mill River as Osmer will serve that up, number 7. And you can see the flag right next to her, just barely moving around. When we've had a lot worse games, wind-wise, well, tremendously worse. And this time she usually puts up a beautiful serve. That one kind of went flatline on her. And Stone taking the bump. Stone wants to reverse. Stone's going to get in position defensively now. And Stone will get there, and no whistle. Must have stayed in play. Osmer can't center the ball on the cross. That's going to be popped up by Weatherhog, and that'll be out of play on the whistle. We'll have substitutions coming in. As again, Hartford down by 1. That goal coming within the first 3 minutes of the game by Emily Osmer. The assist went to Chelsea Bagley out there. And Bagley, again, just having another strong season. Seems like she's been here forever because she started on the varsity level so young. That's going to be an offside. Now the block kick through the playoff. You know what he called? I just saw it because I'm squinting in the suns myself. It's got a handball call. Possession, going to have a kick coming up on the foul, and Paige Carrera, she'll mark it. Will she take the kick, though? Lee usually is the designated kicker, and Lee is right there, and she's leaving, so it will be Carrera, number 3, a senior. But I tell you what, this is a great opportunity for Mill River to extend the lead. And now they'll have Lee come back. And Lee just trying to gently send it into Osmer, who is going to be offside. Yep. That time I looked up over the camera at Coach Kinsler, and that was definitely an offside call. So I got a couple calls wrong, but I got that one right. That's 33%. I got correct. In America nowadays, that's great. The way our culture runs is Austin teed it up and missed it, and you can see that Hartford wants to send the ball across. It's going to be knocked down by Hannon. Goes all the way over to Abdelnour, and she'll make the grab. Nice job of reading the play and coming out to get the ball, not chance of bounce. And Abdelnour with her kick. Oh, man. To midfield again. She's really stroking the ball well today. Katrupi came up to challenge the spot. One thing that will surprise, like Division I Hartford, Mill River, they've got a lot of speed. And it's hard to go over the top on Mill River, and it's hard to beat them shoulder to shoulder going down the field. as on the corner, on the turn by the sideline, Lee was out of bounds, and that led to the Hartford throw. And Hartford down by 1. We're in the first half of soccer, and that deflection is going to roll in, and that'll be Stonell. Just kick a side out. When in doubt, kick it out and let your teammates get back in position to mark up. That is a good deep throw, and now she needs support on the ball. Mill River coming across, and this is going to be Stone. Very right-footed right there. She made sure she came all across and kick it with the right foot. Bagley to the corner. Off from the Hartford player, right to the Hartford player in the corner of the 25, and Abdelnour will make the grab. So right there, Mill River had a little trouble navigating itself out of its own defensive third of the field. And that's got to be called. Yeah, that was a push on Osmer from behind. She was well marked that time by, can't even begin to pronounce that lady's name, Hyson Truly. I'm sure I butchered that, but Lee through. Oh, look at Osmer, and oh, she left it on the wing for Weatherhagen. One pass too many, but man, you can see how dangerous. And talking about speed, right there's that speed. As they're able to get behind that line of defense. And we will have a kick coming up, a goal kick coming up to be exact, for the Hartford Hurricanes is there. I'm going to take the kick. It looks like McDonald, Christy McDonald. Number 12 will strike the ball, and she does. And the step up by Rogstad, and the ball will go out of play. Oh, I was hoping for a cloudy day today. So much easier to videotape facing to the west with the sun muted out. No rain or nothing. I just wanted clouds, and it didn't happen. How many people do you know wish for a cloudy day, not a sunny day? Weatherhog up, and well, she was passing it to Coach Kinsler, and he ran away from it. But his younger days, he could have played that. Yeah, we're going to have a throw coming in after the substitution takes place. This is a Hartford sub coming in. 26 minutes to go in the first half. It's had good pace to it. Both teams have got shots on net. We've already got a goal. It's 1-0 Mill River, and it really should be a good soccer game. Hope you've been able to catch all the fall sports action I've been bringing you. Had a good bunch of football this past weekend with a Mill River varsity football game against Oxbow. Unfortunately, Mill River lost it, but it was a very entertaining game. Final score is 42-36. So when you see a game with that many points, there's no punts in the game by either side. You can watch a lot of offense. Then I did 2 of the Rutland Pride Recreation Department's games, so you got some up-and-coming football stars there at that league. And, of course, soccer. I got a couple local teams on for you to watch. Fairhaven taking on the Mill River girls. I tell you, Fairhaven, they're right near turning that corner, but they had their hands full with Mill River. And the Minutemen won that game, but, a couple local teams, you get to watch that. There's the toss into the back defensive end of the midfield stripe, and Hartford will tiptoe along and watch it go out of play, and they'll have the throw. That's Diano, number 11, on the field from Mill River. That was there marking the throw-in, and that will ricochet around, and that was off from Stone. Stone just seems to be going everywhere. You see him out there. As Bagley got in there and interfered with the play enough so that Abdelnour can pick the ball up. Another good punt by Abdelnour. That's Weeks, Megan Weeks out there. And she went to head it and came up with nothing but air, but, it happens. That looks like a very difficult task anyways, heading the ball on the fly without breaking your nose every time. Yeah, now we'll have the throw. I just glanced around. Every now and then I got to just stop staring into the sun because I can't see anything. Get kind of sun blinded. Rogstad with the pass through, and Lee is offside. That is the third offsides on Mill River here in this first half of play, and that will lead to a Hartford Hurricane kick. As McDonald asks for the ball, receives it. Yeah, and I don't know if he's done it or not, but Proctor's Keegan McDonald either won a goal away from a career of 100 goals scored, or he's broken that mark and is past it in the event. Congratulations to Mr. Keegan McDonald of Proctor. Another excellent soccer player from the area, and I enjoy watching him and that whole team play very much. And the last time I did one of their games, they were on the road playing a very tough Otter Valley squad in a non-league game that went to overtime. Boy, look at Lee. She's got that long stride. She's trying to bring the ball around, and yeah, right idea. Wanted to go short side. She did go short side, but the defensive player there, you gotta give him some credit. She got back and kind of pushed her outside that angle there. Strohshire. There we go. That was the defensive player. Boy, they got some nasty names to pronounce on this Hartford team. Now bounce once and be picked up by Mariotti. And Mariotti seen a lot of action already here in his first half, and other than the one goal that Osmer just basically, there was nothing you're going to do about stopping Osmer at that point-blank range. Bagley kicked it out of midair and it goes out of bounds, and we'll have a throw coming up on the far side by the Hurricanes in just 1 second as they have substitutions coming in right now. 22 has the ball, Morgan Barber, and see if Barber's going to actually, yeah, most of the time I announce who's going to take the throw, and then that's where the substitution takes place, and there you go. Never fails. French, Kimberly French, 17 comes over, and she'll take the throw. Boy, I'll tell you right now, Rockstadt doing what she does so well, getting right in there, getting in the way, as I believe that's going to be Diano. People don't understand it when they hear the broadcast. They're like, why are you complaining about the sun? First of all, I'm looking right into it. And I don't know if you've ever taken a non-sunglass substance, like my eyepiece isn't got sunglass from viewfinder. It's black and white to boot. And just staring in the sun for, 40 minutes and a half. But those white uniforms too, they just get so hot with the sun beating on them. Hot like brightness. That's a term used in video work. It's hot. It's hot. It's white, too hot. It just stinks. And they built the press box, and everybody's telling they did it for me, which, they got to build a press box for a better reason than for me. But it's not usable for video work for television. Windows are too small, and they don't come out. There's a corner. Boy, I tell you what, that was a beautiful defensive job by Hartford. So that'll go back out through the inline off the Hartford player. So Mill River going to get another chance here at the corner. I'm just trying to see. That looks like Redenis coming in. As Redenis for Katrupi for Mill River. Again, so there's the ball. And that comes way up top, and Redenis just in the game, almost able to bring it down and control it. Ellen Merrill. There she is. I haven't called her name yet today. She's just number 15 out there. She made the trap to touch and tried to bring it to the sideline. Rockstadt will watch it roll out of play, and we'll have Hartford take the throw just about in front of those bleachers here at Dean Hunt Memorial Field. Redenis and Merrill can't take it away, and Hartford trying to go to the center of the field, and there was a step up, and Mill River momentarily able to get into their offensive third of the field, and then Hartford will just dump it back out to midfield. There has not been a lot of stalled out play in the middle of the field where they just volley back and forth. Bagley will take the throw into the shade of the press box over there. Well, hit a lot of different people, but she didn't make contact with anybody in a white jersey, and Stone will go back and watch it go out of play. And Stone did her job. She kept Hartford from getting possession, and then thus Mill River will have the throw coming down the other end, and there's the heave. Yes, and I'd like to thank the athletic director here at Mill River, Rob Black. The gate to the doorway where I come up to shoot was unlocked when I got here, and 2 rosters, one for Hartford, one for Mill River there, and I appreciate that very much. He did that same thing for football this past week when I did Mill River Varsity Boys football. Had my rosters and the gate unlocked, and it just makes, I'm volunteer. It's not a paying gig for me. But when I come and the door's unlocked, I got the rosters already, that just makes everything easier. And I appreciate it very much, Rob. You did a good job. Then I saw him Sunday. He was up refereeing the 7th, 8th grade tackle football league, so he's a busy guy. Besides being the athletic director, which is busy enough, but well, you can see right now, Redenis wound that up, and she's surrounded by 3 blue jerseys. That ball will come through. That was Bagley, and she can't do much with it. It got about 10 yards forward, the ball didn't. They're going to let that play through. I thought they might call a dangerous play, but it was Ellen Merrill, and they let it go. It's going to come back to the center circle, picked up by Osmer. He said, I've seen enough of that, and she wants Lee. Lee and Merrill work so well together, and boy, here's some speed. Look at this. Oh, look at this, look at this. And Lee will nail it for the goal. Assist to Osmer, and Lee with the finish. And I told you about people, who's going to take up the slack offensively that Rebecca Day left when she graduated. Well, I've already talked about Weatherhog, and there's Lee on the other side, and man, You might say, you know, but she's a senior. You must have known about her. Well, she's been playing sweeper the last couple seasons, so there really was. I didn't know where they're going to put her. Nobody did. Even the paid sports people didn't know where they're going to put her.
Mill River goal scored by number 18.
So you know what I did? I went down, met with her, and asked her. She's the one I met. Where are you going to put you? Where you want to be? She said she want to be on that front line, be a striker. But of course, she gave the good answer. But I'll play wherever they want me to. See, that's a good answer. I would never give a good answer like that. I would have been selfish. But she's had some big goals, and she puts a lot of pressure on the offense. And of course, what also helped out was the emergence of Hannon at the sweeper position, just being phenomenal at that position. So it wasn't like they missed Lee back there. They found somebody who could do the job equally as well as Lee could. And Lee with a little more offensive polished capabilities than Hannon, so she fit right in the front line. And life was good. A little difference in style, like I said. Well, Mill River this year, they let their offense play offense, and oh boy, whoops, I was looking over the top of the camera. No, Stone got up. She kind of collapsed on the move. I don't know if her knee gave out on her because I've got bad knees. I thought that's just what she looked like she did, but she got up and ran right back into position. She just got faked out. Oh, and they're trying to spring Lee again. This is from Osmer, and Mariotti can't use her hand. She's out of the box, comes out and kicks the ball out of bounds, and we'll have a Mill River throw. And again, there's that pressure that Lee puts on you with that great speed. Rogstad doesn't let Lee catch her breath, throws the ball right to her. She said, I don't care if you're tired. Here you go. See Lee right there, right there? Yeah. She said you saw her. She wanted the ball to go somewhere else. She got to catch her breath. She has ran the length of the field twice. Osmer brings it across to Mariotti on the short post. Will make the save. 2-0 Mill River as Osmer and Lee clicking for the scores. 16.5 minutes to go in the first half, and what's been good action on the field. And you are watching Munger Vision. Oh, look at this chance coming up, and again that shot coming in. Abdelnour will make the save. Yep. She'll knock it down, dribble it a couple times, and pick it up, and at the end, when the dust settled, she didn't allow the goal. That was the bottom line. Supposed to be heading up to Otter Valley this coming week to do the Linden Otter Valley football game. So, you know, I never count it as a sure thing, no matter where I go, until the tape is done and I hand it in to Channel 15. So, because there's always intangibles that can come up. So, but that I've been given the green light to go up there and get in the press box and shoot the game, and that's where I'm heading to Saturday. Whether or not I pull it off, we'll see. Last touch by Hartford, so it'll become a Mill River throw. And you can see the energetic maneuver of coming up. Boy, they were anxious to get the ball, and then they went right into Osmer's chin, and she was able to control it. That was Stone who took the throw. Now Stone racing back defensively. That's Hannon taking the angle, and she'll just, she didn't kick it out because she knew she could kick softly to the side, duck underneath the defender, and then outrace her to the ball. And it ends up being a possession for Mill River because of that. And that looks like it's Diano. That ball will be settled down momentarily by Hartford. They're just having an awful time getting through the middle of the field, Hartford. They have had 3 good shots on net against Abdelnour. But 2-0 Mill River in the first half of play. Again, on just a perfect day. If I wasn't doing this today after work, this game, this would have been a good day to get in the kayak, go out and look at the foliage. Oh, Osmer will kind of go down on her own, but she went down, and Mariotti will pick the ball, but we have an injured Hartford player who got tangled up and fell down, and that will stop the clock, and hopefully this young lady will be okay. So the good news was the Hartford player able to get up and walk off the field. I couldn't catch the number because I was trying to come up with some type of sun shield for my camera. It's Osmer. You can see it didn't work very well. Maybe I'd do something better at halftime. But yeah, that sun's been just a pain in the butt for all the years I've done sports in the afternoon in Mill River. That Twin Valley game that I did here was a Saturday morning. I believe it was a 10 o'clock start. The sun was behind your back, behind the building, and that was so much better to shoot in. As we are down to 13:51, or if you want to round it off, call it 14 minutes, and Hartford will have the throw, and they trailed by 2-0 to Mill River, and the throw coming up by Leister, Clara Leister, number 6. And I'll tell you what, that was a mighty throw. Again, Hartford has had 3 shots on net. But other than that, Mill River's done a good job controlling the middle of the field. They've done an excellent job finishing. They've gotten Lee and Hosmer behind the defense a couple different times, and I'm sure these are all things that Hartford will talk about at the halftime break. That's going to be kicked side out as Rockstadt pressured the ball. Merrill will come flying up and take the throw. And Merrill with the hard toss to Lee, and then put a lot of traffic. Lee will get the ball back from Rockstadt, and they want her to turn, and it'll be off from the knees. Lee out of bounds as the kick came from McDonald. McDonald won't take the throw. It'll be Leister again, number 6. As Merrill will pop it up in a 50-50 ball. And I'd have to tell you, and without a statistician, I would feel pretty confident saying that Mill River has won a majority of those 50-50 balls. As Osmer had it caught up in her armpit, brought the ball down, and this is going to be Lee going wide. Will she cross or will she take the inline? She'll cross, it'll skip, and not get through, and got an offside call. So, yeah, they'll take the kick. McDonald will right there on the near side of the box. Well, you know, it's October, and that means Halloween. That means a Halloween parade coming up on Channel 15 Live, and that's going to... This year what the rec department did was instead of having the parade on Halloween, they'll have it on the Saturday before, which happens to be the 30th. So Saturday the 30th at approximately 6:30, corner coming up from Mill River, you'll have the Halloween parade downtown Rutland. I think it's the 51st. I honestly can't remember. I think last year was the big 50th. I don't know. They're all good. So, but you can watch it live on Channel 15. Like I said, approximately starts at 6:30. And that is going to be headed toward the net and picked up by Mariotti as it went off from one of her teammates a little bit wide, but she's able to stick with it. So Mariotti, you know, I could do a steadier job with the camera too if I didn't have to videotape from being on my knees, hanging out the second-story window, dangling in the breeze. Somebody might say, well, why are you on your knees in the windowsill? Because if I set the camera tripod up inside the windowsill on the floor, these are cinder block walls, so these are very thick window jambs. And if I stood on the floor inside, the camera would see basically the middle of the field. I would be able to see past the window jambs on the sides by coming forward to the edge of the window sill. Nice save by Mariotti. It pulls the camera forward and out the window so that I can shoot better peripheral vision. Pretty cool, huh? That's a short kick, and McDonald will get a head on it, go to Leister, and they'll connect enough to, oh, no, as Dennis blocked the ball down, and nobody supported that time on the pass back. So kind of a lull right there the last 45 seconds in the game. That's going to be out of play. I have it as a white throw, and that's what they're going to take. Mill River with the throw as we're nearing the 10-minute to play mark. Weeks held up on the kick, the whistle blew, and it should be Hartford with the ball, and that will be taken close enough to midfield to call it midfield. As McDonald had to make her way all across the field, all the way across the field. And a 2-zip lead for Mill River as Osmer and Lee with the goals. As Hannon came forward and misplayed the ball, but she had support on it from the backside. And that's going to come to Abdel Noor, and she'll just casually come across and make the grab, and she's going to take the punt on the near side of the box, and a good booming kick by Abdel Noor. Looking for Osmer, and she'll go back and get the ball. Osmer will swing it around, and couldn't control it this time, and she is getting back to the center of the field as Hartford making the rush down and can't cross it. I can't tell you who that was defensively. Oh, Stone. 13 was there. She's the one who went tumbling down. Head over bing bang down there, and she's okay, but she threw the playoff enough. It'll be a throw for Hartford, but it won't be a corner at least, and they didn't get a shot on net. And with 9 minutes to go in this first half of play, it's the same 40 minutes they all are, but this one seemed to go by a lot quicker because it's been good action. Oh, if you get a half of soccer where neither team can play, skills-wise, oh my God, that 40 minutes seems like 4 days. I don't have that when I come down and watch Mill River girls play. or like the Proctor boys, or even Proctor girls. I mean, it flies along. I actually don't mind. I say, oh, I know, that's a good game. Go watch. That team knows what they're doing. There have been teams around different areas, different times. Boy, when you go, oh my goodness, I gotta go do that game. But I don't have that feeling when I come here. This is good. That's Camo, Casey Camo, coming on down the line. It's Camo. Waits for the trailer, and that's Paige Carrera coming forward, and it's just going to be dumped back out. Not out of play, but just jumped out of the 18. Kachupi will have a nifty little reversal trap, and that ball will squirt through offside. Lee offside. Boy, that's 4 in the first half. She's fast. She's too fast. She's getting called for offsides. And so McDonald will, again, look not to shorten the field. She'll try to drive the ball. That's a low kick, and yeah, you could hear the whole Mill River side here. Go to the ball. They're all coaches now up in the stands. Yeah, and that's Rogstad to Lee. No whistle onside. You could tell that just by looking at that angle there. And she wanted to go to the outside foot trap, and we'll throw by Lee. Now she's strong enough and skilled enough with her throw that she can take it from that spot right there right into the 18, just like a corner kick. Yeah, you build that all up, they're going to switch on you. She won't be taking the throw. Well, I'll tell you, because of the window. See the window? That's my hand. I couldn't tell you. Is it Rogstad? Yes, it's Rogstad. Osmer. Look at that. She brought around, split the defense once, twice, shot, and just missed it. Oh, I tell you what, that's just fun stuff to watch. I'm not saying she's Carson Ladroot, but she's got the same similar qualities and ability that Carson Ladroot had, as far as just taking on 3 or 4 defenders and still getting a shot on net or scoring. Oh, I had a lot of fun watching Carson Ladroot when I taped her stuff back when I could do Rutland soccer. That was, wow, just phenomenal stuff to watch. And on the corner, Osmer getting set, and I'll pick the ball up in flight because, of course, can't see around the corner of the brick here to see Emily, so she'll. I'll tell you what, that almost went in from McDonald, and caught her teammate sleeping over there, and oh, what a pickup on the dump out by Osmer, and she's going to fake out. Look at that, and she's got a clear shot to come up top to Kachupi, and nope, she might have been a little bit too unselfish that time. I thought was going to rip it and try to bend it around the post. I guess the saying is bend it like Beckham. I don't know. But she gave the pass up to the top of the 18, and the ball boy will make a nice stop. See him shield his eyes. He's looking right in that sunshine, too. I'm all for a dome. They should build a dome down here. As that's going to skip across. Boy, I tell you, Hartford, they've got to attack the ball. If you stand stationary, wait for the ball to come to you, it's just going to be a disaster for you. You can see we're keeping the pressure on. Stone across to Camo, and Camo will go up in the corner where the shade is. Take the bump, and she's still going for it, Camo. Of course, see her in the springtime. She'll be on that softball team for Coach Mike Lee. So they bump into each other, and Carrera's going to, I don't know what Carrera did. I think that ball was in play when she picked it up, but it's going to be, yeah, she picked it up, it was in play. That's why it's going to become a kick for Hartford. Oh, you don't see that very often. So Hartford on the, well, handball, I guess would be an understatement. Hooked it and drove it out of play. Sideways out of bounds. 5 minutes straight up to go in the first half of play. Mill River looking sharp today. They got that 2-0 lead over Division I Hartford. And what a big grab on the index points for seedings. This would be Division III school getting a win over a Division I school. The only thing that would make it better points would be if it was on the road. And so McDonald going over the far side. There's a lot of soccer left to play in this game. This thing could be tied up or overtime or a loss lead or something. I mean, this you know, you got to play all 80 minutes. That's one thing this team does do, I got to say, for Mill River. Hartford looking to mount a counterattack, will send the ball through, and Abdelnour will be uncontested. Nobody in front of her. She had a good line of vision for it. Nobody coming in for the rebound to put pressure on her. She's able to just pick it up, and there's Kachupi, number 9 there in the center of the field. Went to Camo, number 6. And Camo just staying with it like she did the last time. And now Osmer going to go get it on the edge and run out of turf. And it should become a blue throw is the call. Mike Kinsler and Tom Cook, the officials for today's ball game, are doing a fine job out there. As Osmer, again, they got her marked, but again, she found a way to get the, look at the rebound, and oh, they just couldn't get to it. That's why you put the ball on net, man, because good things happen when you do that. And now we have another offside call. I mean, I've lost track. Is that 5 or 6 offsides? I don't know what's up with that, but they got to stop doing that. 3:18 to go in the first half. And it has been a solid first half of soccer for Mill River. Like I said, hypothetically, of course you don't want to jinx anybody, but they got into the semifinals or finals, and I wasn't here. If it wasn't that far a ride, like Virgins was in my grasp, I could do that. I went and did the championship game at Virgins, but I'd go cover it, sure. I don't have a lot of soccer coverage left in me anyway, so I'd go do a championship game or semifinal on the road. As long as I'm not up like in Timbuktu up there where they send you up to like those, what's it, Northeast Kingdom, that kind of stuff now, or the Canadian border. That's out of my league. But goal kick coming up as Abdelnour will let the ball just roll through, and she'll set the ball. Well, actually she didn't. She kind of dropped it down for Hannon, and Amber Hannon with just 2.5 minutes to go, going to take it to the other side of the box, and she's got a good heavy foot, strong leg when she takes the kicks. That one didn't go too far. That shortened the field up for Hartford. What a difference in the halftime talks this would be if Hartford can punch in a late goal here. Stone right there, and she'll slide it up, and it goes off from her teammate. That was a hard one to handle. Paige Carrera went off from her out of bounds, and Hartford thought about the throw, pulled it back. She'll restart, and Bagley had it well marked, and she'll just kick it back up over and out of play. Kamal was there but couldn't make the save, so Hartford will just take the throw again. For under 2 minutes to go. In the first half, saw some pretty goals by Mill River. Speed by Lee, able to get the second goal, and then the niftiness of Osmer getting the first goal. And Kamoba, that was a tough pass to handle for, I think that was Katrupi. Again, I'm sunblind looking into the sun, but. Oh, and they sprung Peterson, Kylie Peterson out here, and Peterson able to carry the ball down in the offensive third of the field, and she will take the throw, and she'll launch it right in there and connect with Osmer. She'll go back to Rogstad, who called for the ball, got the ball, and Rogstad had the ball taken off from her foot, but there's Bagley, and Bagley, 22, will have the defender come out here, and yeah, that's a decent spot for a kick. She got fouled there, and that's where the kick will generate with 47 seconds to go. Yeah, and Bagley staying right there, and see her shield her eyes. Now she usually doesn't take them, but she got a good job. She got over the wall to Mariotti, and just Mariotti aggressively came out and grabbed the ball away before any more damage could be done by the Minutemen. As I am ticking it down to 25 seconds. Actually, I'm just sitting in the clock's ticking. I'm not doing anything with it, but again, there's enough time for either team to get one last shot on net, but they got to make it happen now. And Hartford kind of casual going up there getting it, but they're tossed down, and that will probably just about do us in to a 2-0 score here in the halftime. That's where we are, 2-0 at the half. As we'll watch Leah Rogstad head off the field. Minutemen up by 2 on Munger Vision. There's Amanda Lee. I got a feeling she's going back to the sweeper spot because Amber Hannon came up pretty lame toward the end of the first half. And I just found out it's been an injury she's been battling for a couple of weeks now, but she went right to the trainer. And he worked on her the entire half, wrapping her leg, putting heat on the leg, stretching the leg. And she's not out there. I think that's a good move. If she's been bothered by that long by the injury, and she really had a lot of problem getting it up and down the field late in that first half, then there's really no need to make the injury any worse. And it doesn't help the team if you can't move around, and it certainly doesn't help them if you prolong the healing process by trying to stay in there. It's admirable and stuff, but she's not in the game right now, and They've brought Amanda Lee from the front striker position to the sweeper spot where she played the last 2 years. Prior to that, she had been up front. She got a goal today, and Lee will make the move and push it forward, and that ball will go down to the corner. And it will kick and go out of play, and we'll have a throw coming up for Mill River. I wait and see who it was. It's going to be Paige Carrera taking the throw. So we're just underway in the second half, and 2-0 score with the Minutemen in the lead. Osmer and Lee scoring the goals, and that's Osmer there, and she couldn't settle the ball down cleanly, and they'll have a throw coming up for Hartford as they rush up number 17, Kimberly French, and French will heave it down, and obviously you see they switched ends of the fields, the team has, as Leicester couldn't get past Bagley, and that will be Lee going down in the corner. When in doubt, kick it out, and that's just what she did. So Hartford looking to get off to a quick start here in the second half, down 2 goals, and Abdelnour will come out and make the play, and she had some good saves in that first half. Lauren Abdelnour did. And that ball will find its way to Osmer all the way up front, and she's surrounded by a triangle of Hartford players with Lee back at the sweeper position. You know, the first question is how that will affect their offense, but you know, she's a great offensive player, but they've got people up front, and I like the new coach's philosophy. He doesn't get that go into a turtle shell with a lead and grind it out, make it harder than it's got to be by playing overly, 90% defense and 10% offense. You got a good offense, man. When you got the ball and you're down in their offensive third, and the other team can't score, and you're making the clock ticking, and that's what he does, and I like that. Now, it's not to say it's going to work out today for him, but I said this before, and people shake their head and just say, what the heck are you talking about? But I thought the last several years, Mill River made a lot of games harder on themselves than they had to by, for some reason, going into a defensive shell when they were just dominating offensively. Or come out and concentrate, like I said, 95% on the defense, and when their offense could have been just cranking if they turned it loose. But, you know, unlike Michael Fox's movies Back to the Future, you can't go back in the past and fix things. So you see Stone getting right in front of the forward progress there by, it's there. That's a foul called. Hartford didn't like it, but that was the foul called. We're down to 37 minutes to go in the soccer game, and over there on the far side we'll have Lee take the kick. She was a guest, Amanda Lee was, on my talk show, Sports Speak, because every year I go around, I do a lot of different shows, but I try to sprinkle in some graduating seniors who've had outstanding 3 or 4 year varsity careers, and she fell right in that category. She'd been a 4-year varsity player from many different sports, from softball to soccer, and then moving up to the basketball courts. And she'd stayed out of trouble. I never read her name in a police journal, and she'd done all right with grades. So get her some recognition out there and some FaceTime on public access, and she was a delightful young lady to speak with. She wants to be like Mike Dorian, the athletic trainer type thing there. That's going to take a lot of college, so that's her ambition after she gets out of high school. Hartford looking a little bit more aggressive, a little better making her way through the middle of the field. Oh, right off the face, and she'll go back and get it, blink a few times, and then send the ball on a beautiful attempt as it was knocked down by Stone. But Hartford coming out, and like I said, they're getting more time down in their offensive end. They're getting to those 50-50 balls, and that's going to be an obvious push as Weatherhog hit the ground, and she'll get up and be okay. Kick coming up by Lee as she comes all the way up the field. And boy, she came underneath like a 9-iron. Wanted to get to Kachupi, who got it to Osmer, and Osmer will send it back up to Kachupi, and Kachupi back to the inside, and Hartford will take the ball away. Yeah, and they wanted to turn, and I don't know, I guess it stayed in. Oh, I'm looking at the shadow on the field. But yeah, Hartford looking a lot better here in this half. We're just underway. Than they just coming out with a different attitude. It's Merrill got there, couldn't control it, and there's the ball sent through. A lot of that too can just be the different alignment. You pull off Lee off the front line, maybe you can't keep enough offensive pressure in on it. But again, they'll have the throw right in front of the Mill River bleachers. No, we won't. You could hear the horn. It was a late horn. And Kimberly French, a junior, will head back and stand next to Coach Kinsler and wait to drop the hand. And there you go, good to go. So French now will release the ball and we'll go down this near sideline. And nice job by Paige Carrera. Well, she had marked well, stayed tight, and kept her hands in so she wouldn't get a handball call. There's Kachupi coming down the middle, and again, a nice job of marking up by Hartford. Hartford appearing a lot quicker here in the second half than they did in that first half. Over the top, and Abdel Noor will make the grab. Oh, I had a lot of problem with Abdel Noor's name throughout the season. I just kept saying it last year. I thought I had it right, and of course I said it wrong the whole 3 years leading up to it. From JV basketball to varsity to soccer, and I'd actually asked for help. And Coach Dave Carr heard me on one of the broadcasts. He called me at home and helped me pronounce it. Of course, if I don't write it down the way it sounds, then I forget how I was told to say it. Because a lot of times when I copy a roster down, you would never recognize the names of your children because I spell it the way it's pronounced. So, it's just, I'm not a very bright person, and I never claimed to be, and it would be easy to toss line if I said the opposite. But so this nice lady, and I don't know who she was, if she was Mrs. Abdel Noor or who, but she, from the stands, helped me get the pronunciation down. I think I got it now. I think I'm doing it right. It's a soft A-B, hard D-E-L, and then Noor instead of Nour. So it's Abdel Noor, like that. And I'm working on it. That's why sometimes it sounds kind of choppy, but I'm trying to get it to like second nature to say it correctly. Maybe by basketball season I'll have it correct. Like I said, there's not a lot of soccer left for me anyways here at Public Access. Actually, I'm not at Public Access. I'm an independent who passes my work into Public Access to put on. Basically, I'm just a community volunteer. We're down to 32 minutes. Still 2-0 Mill River lead. That was the halftime score as Osborne Lee getting the goals for Mill River. Amber Hannon with the injury it's not able to go here in the second half. They move Lee from the front line to the sweeper position. And sun washes out the picture in front of me. I can't do it. I got a piece of paper over it and just not doing it for me. That ball driven through to Osborne. Osborne's been marked out there by French for most of the game, number 17, but she's been able to get loose on several occasions. Right now, she's just taking her to school. Oh, she was just out of play. Well, that was a good job by French. That goes off from Carrera out of playing. We'll have Kimberly French, take the throw. That's knocked down by Paige Carrera, and she'll go right to Osborne. Osborne looking to set the ball in on the trail and didn't make the connection happen, as that was Kachupi on the back side of that play. And Kachupi will just flick the ball back, and Rogstad, trying to use her body to shield out the defender, will turn to the left, take the bump from behind. That ball will squirt free, go to Ann Austin over there, and here's Weatherhog to the corner, and one and out. Kick it out. That'll be a white throw, so Mill River to Bagley. I thought I heard a whistle. I did. It'll be blue ball. It'll be the Hurricanes ball. Again, the officials, Tom Cook and Mike Kinsley, have done an excellent job today. And I must say, they're two of the more handsome officials I see on the field each year. See, Tom Cook had a Proctor game. Told me I overpraise Kinsler and I underpraise him. So I'm trying to even the playing field out here today. Yeah, it's going to be Lee picking it out of midair. Lee on the fly up this near side, planting and sending the ball out of play. Yeah, and you can see that French 17 going to catch your breath. She's a junior. She's going to go on out. And we'll have a new body coming in. Now we'll see if this will be the change. It's going to be Morgan Barber. She's just a freshman. See if they'll put her on to shadow Emily Osmer. It's off from the head of Kachupi, and we'll roll all the way back, and nope. Yeah, basketball season, it's hard to think about it right now, but it's going to be happening very shortly. November 14th is the first CSJ men's college basketball game. There's a scrimmage in October, but as far as games that count, live action, go in the standings, all that good stuff, that will happen. University or Albany Pharmacy will come. That's always a great game. You wouldn't think a bunch of pharmacists would put together a good basketball team, but yeah, they do. They have the right prescription for good basketball. And they'll be taking on a very talented CSJ team. So that's November 14th. CSJ basketball. In November, they're actually home. CSJ men are home on the 14th, the 23rd, and the 30th. Middlebury is the 23rd. That's a great game to go watch. Middlebury taking on CSJ. Because the whole month of December, CSJ is on the road, but their first game back after the holiday break is hosting Castleton. No, man, that should be a great game. Last year, undermanned and with nobody on the bench, basically, CSJ had a lead late in the game against Castleton and just couldn't hold it. So that should be I hope that there's no interference here, because I've covered CSJ basketball for a long, long time. And I'll be allowed to do the Castleton game at CSJ, because I know Castleton pays people to broadcast their sports, and that'd be the kind of thing they'd jump on that bandwagon and come and do it at CSJ instead of just saying, well, that's already being covered by the guys done it for years. They don't do that. I don't get that kind of decency and respect from the professional media. 27:43 to go, 2-0 Mill River with the lead, and Mariotti with the kick. Mariotti's got to be happy the second half. She hasn't seen anywhere near the action she saw in the first half. And that Stone coming across, and no, we'll have a throw coming up for Hartford. It's going to be a game of two different halves, I can tell you right now. The injury to Hannon, and that caused the personnel switch with Lee going back to the sweeper position. And just Hartford being a good Division I school, probably at chalk talk and a little pep talk. And it's going to be, I believe, a half where you're going to see Hartford control the second half much better and get a lot more chances. And Weatherhog coming down the field. Weatherhog. That's a pretty nifty move. Can she cross it? No, she's on turf. Tell you what, though, that young lady, she is only a freshman. Kyle Weatherhog, a freshman out there. Now imagine she gets a little more experience this year and just grows a little bit more over the winter and gets a little faster. You put her up there next year with Osmer, who's going to be a senior next year. You got yourself a pretty lethal front line, because Lee's graduating this year, so they'll lose that Lee Osmer front line duo. That's a good rush by Hartford, and is that Bagley? No, that was Lee. Yeah, son's still a son of a gun. And Abdel Noor will come up and make the save right at the top of the 18. And she's been kicking the ball real well, and that's a pretty decent kick. I think she kicked better with the sun in her eyes than with the sun at her back. I don't know if that's possible. I actually want to see if anybody's listening when I say that. Weeks with the race to the corner, and she will get there a tad late. And Hartford, oh, they all kind of relaxed. I thought it was out, but no. Here comes Kachupi, and Kachupi just sending it in gently toward the net, and Mariotti will make the grab with no problem. No pressure, no screen. She could see the whole thing. 25.5 minutes left in regulation. 2-0 Mill River with the lead in this soccer game. Hartford, though, you can kind of feel it. They're getting more consistent waves of pressure down the field. Yeah. So I'm trying to see. That was a Hartford substitution. And just think, when I'm all done videotaping sports, I would have never conquered that sun in the lens dilemma I've had here for a long time. I'm sure they make filters and stuff, but you gotta understand, I got no budget. I'm have a remedial job as it is, and in debt up to my ears like everybody is. And the equipment's my equipment, and it's pretty beat, pretty old. And if there's a filter out there, I certainly can't afford to buy it. But I'm sure it would have helped immensely, like a polarizing filter for a still camera. But I think it would have helped immensely. Is Rogstad going over there, and of course Rogstad Got a lot of speed, able to chase down a lot of loose balls in the middle of the field just like that. See how she got in there and just dug it out and pushed it down in Hartford. And this is Diano this time. And Diano turns and she got the pass over to Kachupi. And Kachupi, a lot more middle of the field play this half for Mill River, where in the first half they had more of a threat with Lee on the wing that they could spread the field more defensively. And Osborne going to work off the pick by Weeks and trying to take it on the outside edge. She's got a good left foot. She wants to improve on it, but she's got a good left foot, and she couldn't get the kick. And Rogstad, she's got the angle. Rogstad, oh, that should be I don't know how that wasn't a handball, my friend. Corner coming up, though. Of course, you know, I was told by one of the officials many years ago that the handball's not an automatic call. Well, I'll tell you, he answered the question. There's a group of fans down there that were screaming for a handball. And he said he would call one if it went off her hands. Well, you know, it doesn't mean I got it right when I'm looking out there. Coach Kinsler said it didn't go off her hand. Then it didn't go off her hand. That's good enough for me. That's a good save. That's a nice header by Bagley and a good save by Mariotti. And that kick, hopefully he doesn't get the internet to watch the games. Or if he does, he puts it on muted volume. Oh, see Lee though, she's got that great speed where if she makes a mistake or a slight misplay, I don't want to say a mistake, she can make up for it. She got that makeup speed. Stone, got there just enough time to nudge it forward, and she's gonna walk it off. She took a little knee-to-knee contact there, and I'm looking through the sunlight. Yeah, she's still trying to walk it off. I've just located her, and she's got that little limp thing going. Oh, sounds brutal. I don't know why. When they built the new press box, they just couldn't have had a little, what's the word I want? Not overbearing or bossy, or they might not want to find an opinion of somebody who does a lot of video work. What would be the best? You know, it doesn't mean it's a gospel. They could have asked somebody who's going to shoot the video what exactly they need to make it work over there. See, the problem with the windows in the new press box is one side slides, the other side's stationary. It's fixed. Because I've had people say, well, you've shot at St. Peter's Field in the past, and it's got the windows. Yeah, both of those windows slide, and both windows are removable. So you take both windows out, and you've got just a big opening to shoot through. I've gone over there 2 times, 3 times count last year, to the news press box with my camera and my tripod, and they even cut out a piece of countertop to let me come more forward toward the window, and I can only see the middle of the field because the one window's solid fixed. You can't move it. And I gave him a choice. He asked me, well, now what can we do? And I told him quite bluntly, take one window out. It's only a T111 siding, so it's mounted so you can take it out without doing a lot of damage to the building. Well, I'm a carpenter anyways. Well, I told him I'd do it. But you take the window out, you bring it back to wherever you got it, tell them the dilemma, they'll give you either a full refund or a partial refund toward a new window that has both windows that remove. Install that, and you got both windows coming out, and you can broadcast from that side. And like I said, to me, it's a non-issue anymore because all that anticipation of using it, and then it wasn't really what I needed for video work. And like I said, I'm not doing this very much longer anyways before I hang it up and retire. People say, why are you going to retire? Well, I'll tell you, my equipment's old, and I can't replace it with all modern stuff. But the pros, especially the internet guys popping up everywhere, they're phasing me out because what's the word the guy that interviewed me last year? Oh, blacklisted by the professional mechanical media. You got to figure all the years I've done this, I've never had an offer. I filled out many resumes, and that's a good save by Ab Delnauer. I'm not going anywhere up the ladder. I mean, this is it, my free gig, volunteer gig. I've never had a return call on an application for any of the local radio stations or internet sports or anything like that, or any organization needs sports coverage or camera work or anything. So it's pretty obvious that I'm not going anywhere, that I've gone about as far as I can, and I'm not getting any younger. And it costs me money to volunteer and do this. It's all out of my pocket. So I'm not going to be around much longer. They wore me down through attrition. I bet there's not one pro sports person that thought I was going to be around since 95 to now. Was that 15, 16 years? And cover all the different schools and sports and genders and age levels and events. Oh my God, I did. It's got to be. I know certain professional sports people that are going to be toasting champagne the day I retire, or step aside, or resign, or just hang it up, whatever you want to call it. And they're pretty small, petty people. Those guys are. Swing and a miss, and Hartford will recollect the ball. It's Weeks there defensively, and that's going to slice into the offensive end. And boy, tell you what, Mill River, they can play the grinded out defensive style as you're seeing right here. It's a nice step up by Stone, and she stayed on the ball as there's some contact coming through. And she'll reverse trap and go to the kick over the top, and it's going between Osmere and Weeks. And now the dump back in by Hartford's too deep, and Lee right there will settle it down and then come busting up through. Actually got held, no call. They could have thrown a flag on that, and here comes. Is that Rogstad or is that Diano? That's Diano. Oh, that sun's nasty. Try to see the numbers. Yeah, and Rogstad got that long, light-haired ponytail flopping around like Diano does. 18 minutes to go. 2-0. Mill River lead, and they're just trying to grind it out here and get the win. What a huge win this would be for Mill River, a D3 playing a D1 school. Boy, just the seeding points. Boy, Carrera making a nice move. Hasn't been a lot of offense to talk about by Mill River here in the second half, and they got both their goals in the first half. One goal came within 3 minutes of the start of the ball game as Merrill will slide the ball past Rogstad, who's directing traffic, and that's going to be picked up by Weeks, and she'll get a second attempt, and will get it to Rogstad, who had to go off the back of her foot, and she's able to chase it down in the shade of the far side of the field, and Austin with the touchback to Rogstad. Now, as you can see this in the first half of the game, this middle of the field play, they flowed, had fluidity to it. And that's going to be kicked side out. So Hartford had enough of that, and Rogstad will take the throw. That's going to come back, and Carrera will take the bump and be strong enough to stay on the ball. Osmer. Oh, she got the inside position shot and just raised it. Tell you what, once she got the inside of the defender, I knew she was going to have a line to shoot. She just elevated the ball a tad bit too much. Like I said, she is a treat to watch, let me tell you. And we will have a kick coming up, and that's going to be McDonald back there. We took all the goal kicks back in the first half of play. She's going to pick that right back up here in the second half, and she'll step into it, and that ball will. Again, Hartford has looked better, but they really haven't gotten what I would call a sweet shot yet. You know, one of those old, man, what a shot. They haven't got that yet. Of course, only down by 2, and there's a ton of time still to play here. And that will go off from the leg of Carrera, who then did a 360 spin, and that's going to be on the far side. Weeks will dance around the ball, cut to the inside, find a little bit of open turf, and a nice step up defensively by Hartford. 15:56 left in regulation, and Lee, plenty of time as they try to reverse the field, Hartford, and Lee will go back and get the ball. Actually, she did not. Lauren Abdelnour did. And Diano looking for the ball, and that sun bothers those players just as much as it bothers me. As I'm watching the freshman, this is Morgan Barber, as again she's shielding her eyes from that intense sun. I wonder if it's legal to wear shades, like outfielders in baseball can wear sunglasses. I don't know if soccer players can wear sunglasses. Probably not. That's stupid. You think about now the header. Yeah, if you do a header with sunglasses, you're going to pop your eyes out. Well, see that? I answered my own question, and I feel ignorant about it because it was a stupid question. What did Coach tell me one time? I said to a coach one time, I said, I got a stupid question. And, of course, he corrected me. He goes, no, there is no such thing as a stupid question. There's only stupid people that ask questions. And it took me a second, and I got it, but I just kept flying with it. I got the jab. I kept moving with it. And I like that line. I use that myself now. My superiors at work don't appreciate it when I use it. But they don't really appreciate much at all I do, so. As they'll have Lee set it up. Lee, number 18, with a goal in today's game. The second goal, Emily Osmer had the first goal. And again, she got underneath that, and that looked just like a 9-iron or a pitching wedge in golf, and over the top, and looking, and boy, I could hear Carrera communicating that very clearly. But it has been a much more slow, less exciting offensive half than it was in the first half. And Abdelnour will be bumped into, and boy, yeah, nice job holding on to it by Abdelnour. Gotta protect your goalie in there. Should have been a flag on that. As Leicester will snap that throw off. But they got a great angle to cross the ball. Oh, they waited too long. Look at that. Abdelnour got a piece of it, pushes the ball out to the top of the 18. Hartford with their best scoring chance. Shot fired, and it's going to be off from Abdelnour, who saved it. I'm sure that would have tucked in the short post. And Hartford starting to buzz around like hurricanes out there now. They'll have a corner coming up. Looking to cut the lead in half and keep that momentum going that they built up here in the second half of play. So I'll pick up the flight of the ball. Oh, look at this. Leicester, no. I tell you what, she had a lot more time to settle that and get a better shot on. But I know you probably feel that panic mode when you're inside that 18, like somebody's got to come to you real quick. And Abdelnour waiting for Bagley to come back. I'm looking, is Lee taking a breather? I do not see Amanda Lee. I'm still searching. No, they didn't put her up on the front line either. So I guess she had to take a rest. I guess it's, you know, they got to do it sometime, right? Every player. Is Weatherhog going to get a foul called, and she's going to get a kick. No, they brought Lee up front. There she is. Okay, so they've moved Lee up front. I like this. I like what they've done. They brought Lee up front, and I think they could feel it. And I'm only conjecturing. I don't know what Coach Carr actually feels or thinks. And I'm acknowledging that I know that. I'm just conjecturing. Bagley, well, she got way too far up top. But they brought Lee back in to try to get some more of that offensive momentum back there, or which means keep the pressure off their goalie by having the ball up in the attack into their offensive third of the field that they weren't getting with Lee back at the sweeper position. So I think they've weighed the options. I think it might be more valuable to have Lee up front to keep the offensive fluidity going toward the pressure on the Hartford goalie than the bend but not break type of defense they were playing in the second half, and the Hartford getting momentum and getting shots and corners. By bringing Lee back in, you're going to keep the ball offensively down away from the Hartford's ability to score. And now, again, that's just my opinion, which means diddly squat. But nice step up, real aggressive step up by Hartford. Now I'm just trying to figure out who's playing sweeper. I think Stone has gone back at the sweeper's position. I thought they might do that seriously, was leave Lee up front in the beginning of the second half and put Stone back at the sweeper spot because she plays back there so well at the next half, at the next back forward. And I'm not saying that in hindsight. I was talking to one of the spectators who came up during halftime. And it actually made me aware Abdelnour will make the save and grabs, so the ball won't go through the line and turn into a corner. But, no, I don't know anything about soccer, but I've just done so much of it that you kind of accidentally figure out things. God forbid anybody give me credit for learning soccer. Oh, she's trying to bring it across, and she does, and whoa. Good wave of pressure by Hartford. Just a tad under 10 minutes to go. And again, it's been two different halves. You know, River controlling and dominating the first half, and Hartford controlling the second half. I won't use the D word yet, dominating by Hartford in the second half, but they've certainly, if they continue on like they have the last 3 or 4 minutes, I'll add that word to it. You know, I'm trying to pick out with the sun in my eyes who took the kick. Was that Bagley? That was Chelsea Bagley took the kick. And that does stay in bounds. Lee will go back and get the ball to Carrera on a short pass, and that time just a little bit too soft coming back up the middle. There's a bump in the turn, and Hartford looking to get pressure back. Oh, nice move in the open field with the soccer move to get it open. The shot coming up, and Abdel Noor will pick it up before any damage is done. Tell you what, you can see the confidence growing with each save in Abdel Noor. Again, we're looking to find a little more time of possession in their offensive end. As Osmer off the head to Weatherhog. Weatherhog dashing to the sideline is going to save it momentarily and then take it back away by Hartford. Then the step up by Diano and a nice play by Tom Cook, lifting up his foot and making the stop of the ball. And there's the heave. Bagley regaining her balance, and I'm not sure that's what she wanted to do with the ball, but I'm definitely sure that's not what she wanted to do with the ball. Go side out, and they'll remark with 8 minutes and 15 seconds to go in regulation, and Hartford just did miss cutting the lead in half a second ago on their what's been their best offense has come in the last 5 minutes of this half right here. And Bagley will stay back there, and Bagley will take the goal kick, number 22, senior Chelsea Bagley. Get to see her in a couple, well, October, November, so yeah, a couple months for basketball. She'll be on that. I'm assuming she's going back out for basketball. Short kick, shortens the field. And is that Camo? Camo came back and made a real decent defensive play along with Merrill. And then Carrera got back there late, and that's coming in and over. No, that's a good call. It's an easy call. Hit the football crossbar, came back into the field of play, and obviously this isn't extreme soccer. You can't, or indoor soccer. You can't count that. Once it hits the football crossbar, that's it. A much better kick. And Carrera went to the ball and went right by it. Step up by Austin, and then trying to clear that offensive third. Mill River blocked her own shot as Diano couldn't do it. Stone came across, and she got taken out, and boy, Camo and Stone's going to stay down. Yeah, and oh, that's not cool, holding her knee. I'm not saying that's what it is, but we'll see if the trainer, no, she's going to pop right back up. She's resilient. Remember, she had a problem with her knee before. Earlier in the game, she got some knee-to-knee contact and walked it off. That time, she collided with her own player. Remember I talked about luck and health, being healthy? Well, I see some of those dividends might be coming back. As Hannon's out, that's half injured. Stone a little dinged up. And that stays in play. Yes, it does. And that stays in play. Yes, it does. Boy, that's got to be close to the sideline, though. I mean, it's hard for me to gauge it on the side, but there's Bagley making a good defensive play. They'll chip it down inside, and Stone once, twice, and boy, Hartford's got to get some space, and they cause their own problems there by being in the same area. 6 minutes to go in the soccer game. On Munger Vision from Mill River Union High School, I believe it's the Dean Houghton Memorial Field. Oh, look at that little reversal bicycle kick, and coming in, marked, and boy, they both went for the header. I'm surprised no whistle there. Hartford feeling it. Hartford missed the kick right there, but they're going to have support coming up, yeah, from the backside. Up, and nice job. Marked, headed, and brought back out to the 30. Carrera in pursuit, trying to take the inside angle. You see her loop around, and that kick never had enough mustard on it to really get driven through. They'll get another chance, though. And that's in a good spot, and nope. Nice step up. As Mill River looked a little out of sync in their own 18, but they got the job done. And Osmer up around the 30, going left, going right, and then they had help come back defensively, took the ball away, and there is the drop in, and Abdel Noor will pick it up and make the save. So the Hurricanes, whatever they talked about at the half, they had a couple breaks go their way, but they've done a good job of adjusting physically and mentally to get more intense and more in tune here in the second half of the ball game. Weatherhog, full throttle, shoulder to shoulder, and tough angle. Oh, what a great kick and a great save, and goal kick coming up. That's your freshman, Kyle Weatherhog, making that whole thing happen. As that game against one of the senior players out there, yeah, McDonald, was there defensively. And so it'll be Osmer looking to pull out some magic here. However, volleys with 4:13 to go. Osmer launching the ball, and I didn't see a white shirt in my viewfinder. Osmer with time. Wants to take the inline, beat the defender, brought it back around, and brought it all the way across to Austin. She'll settle it. She'll have a second to make the move, and she will. She'll take it to the outside. Lifts it, and nope, never got in. Now be coming back out to Austin. Using her body as a shield, we'll bring the ball back, and I think that's Hannon out there. I think that's Hannon. 23, and I saw her look around. This is Bagley for sure right here. And just endless energy Bagley has as she'll go back into the corner, and she'll get in a position to guard the inline, and on the trail, Deanna will get a touch on it, and that will kick and be out of play. Yeah, I'm trying to videotape and look over the top of the camera. Boy, Hartford just closing in, and Hartford got it. That's a goal for Hartford. Boy, Mill River looked pretty dogged right there. They look pretty tired. That is Hannon, 23 in the game, limping, as I believe it was 11 with the goal. Dakota Wood, who's one of the captains on his squad. And I'm unofficially going to give it to Wood. They'll make it official in a second on the PA, but 2-1 with 3:05 to go, and Hartford dominating the second half of play. And yeah, they brought Hannon back in at the sweeper position, bad leg and all.
Goal scored by number 11, Dakota Wood.
Dakota Wood.
Assisted by Cora Leicester.
And Leicester got the assist. So it took them, well, 40 and 30, 77 minutes of soccer, but Hartford will get a goal, and this is the best thing right here Mill River can do, just stay pressing the offense. Hard to score when the ball's down this end. That clock running toward 2:50 to go in regulation. 2-1 Mill River over Hartford. And again, the goal kick driven out of there by McDonald to midfield, and they have brought Hannon back in, yeah. Now I can't tell if she's in the sweeper spot or the up back, but she is definitely doing a lot of directing traffic back there, and that's going to be Austin just chipping it out of bounds as Hartford will take the throw near midfield as they'll get set. Boy, I tell you, the intensity level for Hartford has spiked here since halftime. They came out and looked a lot better in the second half, and then in the last 15 to 20 minutes, they have actually taken that mental aspect of the game of being better to the physical aspect of now you can see the results as Osmer wanted to bring the ball through to Weatherhog on his side, and ends up going to Lee on the far side. Minute 55 to go in regulation. Lee, no, out of bounds with a Hartford throw far side. And again, that's going to be Camo coming up, and every play like that takes time off the clock. That's why it's not a bad deal. So look, I mean, right there's a good 8 seconds, 9 seconds it took to get the ball, get it set, get it going. That's on from Bagley to Camo, and Camo will just dump it back towards the offensive third, and Osmer. Again, don't forget, this all takes time that Hartford doesn't really have. They're down by a goal under a minute 20 to go in the second half of play. And there's a pass coming across, looking for Weatherhog, and it's stolen away, and here's the send up the middle. And there's your goal scorer, Wood, and that's a great step up. Was that Camo? Yeah, that was Camo making a great defensive play. And that ball's going to come all the way over. Weatherhog was waiting to give a header to it. It was taken on the fly by Hartford. So the Hurricanes, with just 54 seconds left, will have to get back defensively. It's going to be a throw coming up for Mill River as Bagley. Her throw picked up, and boy, nice job of forcing the ball down inside as Wood will roll it in, and coming in, Abdel Miller will make the save. With Borchert coming in hard, and that was a great send in by Hartford. 28 seconds, 27 seconds, and Mill River trying to hold on and get the 2-1 win over Division I Hartford. Again, there is time, plenty of time, 18 seconds, but they need a clean trip down. And there's the ball sent through, and there's the step up. It'll ricochet around. Merrill, smart thing, just get it up and dump it. Yeah, just like a clear in hockey. Just send it down. Oh, see Osmer, how strong she was to take the Hartford player off the ball. That could just about do it. That will do it. And it's going to be Mill River with those 2 first-half goals, one by Osmer, one by Lee. Will hold on for the win over a very, very talented Hartford squad. So congratulations to the Minutemen and a great effort by Hartford. Get out there, support your student athletes. Now we give Munger Vision a break.